What's up, YouTube? Wanted to talk about, well, first off, I hope you guys had a good Easter if you celebrate Easter. Hopefully you guys are full of chocolate and had your fill of hard-boiled eggs. I know that Gabe and his little family had a little Easter egg hunt before we recorded yesterday. I think they found all of them. I think they may have missed one, but now I can't remember. I think they had miscounted, but we were good. But I hope everybody had a good Easter. We recorded a new episode yesterday. The previous episode will come out tomorrow, and then yesterday's episode will come out in 2 weeks, just like normal. We did record an interview with Frank Gogol from Source Point Press about grief, and about some of his other projects, and that will probably come out at the end of this week, probably Friday or Saturday. But for our next episode, which we record in 2 weeks, we will be watching the original Charlton Heston Planet of the Apes. So if you have an opinion on that, or Gladiator, or any of the other pop culture classics we've watched at this point, leave a comment down here somewhere. Let us know. You can always call us, leave us a voicemail, all that kind of stuff. But hopefully you guys had a great Easter. Recording in a couple weeks, Planet of the Apes. I wanted to talk about the Orville, the episode tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. This is I think they call it the penultimate episode. I think that's its official name. It's the episode right before the season finale. The season finale of the second season will occur, I think, this Thursday. I asked for, and I'd been asking for, a little bit of a chill out episode. I got that in this episode. It was a lot more laid back than the others have been. I honestly, I was on the verge of my ADD kicking in and kind of leaning towards doing other things and cleaning and doing all that kind of stuff. So it may have been a little too soft, but it's okay. We've said it before, this season has been one hard-hitting episode after another, so it was fun. It felt good to kind of slow it down a little bit, but this definitely felt like a transition episode into the season finale to me. It definitely felt like it was only placed here to set up what's happening in the season finale. I haven't read anything about what might be happening or what the plot might be for the finale or any of that kind of stuff, but obviously Kelly's we'll go through it here. Let's go through it. At the beginning of the episode, they're messing with something with a lot of energy. It goes off, and they happen to transport Kelly, an earlier version of herself. I think it was 20 years earlier, and they accidentally happen to time travel her to them. So this whole episode is about them trying to figure out whether this is a splintered off timeline or whether this is a singular timeline, and then how to get her back to her home time. And if they can't, it relies heavily on Kelly thinking that she's just going to stay aboard the Orville, or stay in this new timeline as somebody else. They mention that even though the two Kellys have the same DNA and they had a lot of the same past, that now they're wholly two different people. They each have the ability to go off and do their own thing, go off and make their own future. So it deals with a lot with the trying to get her back to her own time. Kind of happens in the background, and you don't hear a lot about it until it's time. But it deals a lot with Kelly and the captain's relationship, because to past Kelly, none of this stuff has happened yet. To present Kelly, she's gotten married to the captain, she's divorced him, they're going through their own things, and so past Kelly wants to fix that. She wants to make sure that none of that happens as far as getting her feelings hurt, as far as getting divorced, and she wants to try and make sure that she makes it right that if she's going to continue with this guy and give it a try, that she makes sure that it doesn't end in divorce and bitterness. Past Kelly got mad at future Kelly in this episode because past Kelly had wished for a family. She had wanted to be on her own ship. She wanted to be the captain. You know, she wanted these things that she thinks that the present Kelly either failed to do or neglected to do or got lost along the way or whatever. But she kind of resents present Kelly for some of those things. And I think towards the end, she says she forgives her and they kind of move forward, but the twist at the end, I don't really know if that was the truth or not. But throughout the episode, like I said, they're trying to figure out what they're going to do. Towards the end of the episode, they figure that they can push all of this power towards the funnel thing that they had there. I'm sorry if I don't remember what it's called. It's been a day and a half since I watched the episode. And they're able to send past Kelly back to her time. But they need to somehow make it so that she doesn't remember, because if she goes back in time and she remembers everything, she has the ability to fix things because she knows, or at least try to, which would obviously alter the present. You know, maybe Kelly's not even on the Orville anymore at all. She just blinks out of existence as far as what they're concerned. So the doctor comes up with an idea to wipe her memory, which either apparently could work or it could give her brain damage. Those are the two options. They didn't think that it just wouldn't work. So they wipe her memory, they zap her back in time, and she wakes up. Now, before Kelly had gotten zapped to the future, or to the present, I guess, the future to her, the night before, she had gone out on a date with Ed. And like I said, that's kind of where their relationship started at that point in time. And so when they zap her back to the past, her own time, she wakes up. You can't really, when she wakes up, you think that she's like confused, like maybe she had a weird dream and she's trying to kind of work her way through it. But when Ed calls and he says, oh, I had a really good time with you last night, I'd like to take you on a second date. She whether she remembered at that point in time or whether the mind erase just didn't work, she remembers the pain and she remembers kind of going through all of that stuff because of future Kelly, or present Kelly to us, and she decides not to go out on a date with him anymore. So she says no, and then she hangs up on him, and that's where the episode ends. And so we're stuck at a point where, which I think obviously the season finale is going to deal with, and there's a Kalon threat looming in the background too that it's just been percolating at this point. So the Kalons may be a part of the season finale as well. I don't know, but I think it's mostly going to deal with past Kelly's actions and kind of what she does with some of the knowledge that she does remember. So I think that's what the future episode is going to be, but I don't know. Like I said, I haven't read any episodes or anything about what it might pertain to. But like I said at the beginning, this felt like a transition episode more than a standalone episode. It felt like season finale part 1 or A, and then obviously the last episode would be season finale part 2 or B. And that's kind of my feeling, because not a ton happened. There wasn't a ton of excitement. There wasn't a ton of action or anything like that. Like I said, there were 2 Kalon threats, but they kind of happened in the background. The first one definitely happened in the background. They jumped and then that was it. And then the second Kalon threat, they just hid themselves and that was it. So there was no fighting. There wasn't anything kind of grave happening. It was just them dealing with what they do with past Kelly. So it felt way slow because of that. And it didn't feel like a full episode. It felt like I was going to the next episode. But there's nothing wrong with that. If that sets up an awesome season finale, cool, good for them. I'm okay with that. It just didn't feel like that episode in the lineup. But I enjoyed it. I like the Orville. I'm not crying over it or anything. So let us know what you thought if you watched the Orville, of the whole season, the episode, the characters, whatever you're thinking while you're watching season 2, or if you're catching up on season 1. Let us know what your thoughts are. I'm happy to hear them, happy to read them, and kind of go through them that way. You can leave a comment down at the bottom. You can leave us a voicemail at 970-573-6148. You can shoot me an email at outsidethelongbox@gmail.com. Facebook.com/thinking outside the longbox, on Twitter and Instagram at outside longbox. Otherwise, I hope you guys had a great Easter. It's Monday. Don't let that bog you down. Go out and do something. Go out and have some fun. Start your work week with some motivation. Or if you're not working, go out and do something. Go out and take a hike, or go do something. Go play a video game that you haven't played with. Go play with your kids. Go do something. Go do something fun today, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.